Welcome to a Legendarium special about the Kraken, how a real creature became a mostly mythical beast. In this episode, we will talk about how the giant squid helped to inspire the legend of the Kraken, and then how modern scientists learned that the giant squid might have a little bit more in common with the Kraken than we might have thought. Maritime lore is filled with tales of sea serpents and scaly-skinned fishmen. While people have sailed the ocean since time immemorial, the world beneath the waves remained unknown to humans for most of our history, and, as is often the case, imagination took the place of facts. Sailors imagined monsters such as the bearded whale and the horned whale, and perhaps the largest monster imagined by mankind, the Kraken. This creature traces its origins to a giant fish from Norse myth called the Hofgufa. While the tales are certainly embellished, the creature is not wholly fanciful. Some paleontologists have argued that the prehistoric oceans once housed 100-foot-long cephalopods that fed on whale-sized ichthyosaurs. As with many legends, the Kraken started with sightings of a real animal, probably the giant squid, and since ancient navigators believed that a horde of monsters lurked in the inconceivable depths of the ocean, any encounter with an unknown animal could gain a mythological edge from sailors' stories, and the tale always grew in the telling. The written history of the Kraken began with an 1180 account by King Sverre of Norway. He wrote of a seafaring hero named Orvar Oder and his son meeting the Kraken. Curiously, Sverre described the Kraken as crab-like, with spindly appendages. The strength of this myth became so strong that the Kraken could still be found in Europe's first modern scientific surveys of the natural world, written in the early 18th century. Carl Linnaeus, the father of modern biological classification, included the Kraken among the cephalopod mollusks in his first edition of the groundbreaking Systema Naturae, published in 1735. A 1750 book called The Natural History of Norway by Bishop Erik Pontoppidan described the Kraken as a squid-like beast so large that when its body broke the surface, it appeared to be a small isle. This almost certainly harkens back to medieval tales of sailors landing on an island, only to learn they landed on a great whale, which dives into the ocean and takes them with it. Bishop Pontoppidan also applied a little then-modern biology to his study of the Kraken. He reasoned that the Kraken ate many, many fish, and therefore his fecal matter must also be fishy. The bishop believed that this fecal matter to be so delicious smelling to other fish that they would gather around it. The Kraken would then eat and produce more bait, thus continuing the cycle. This itself harkened back to a fisherman's belief that wherever they saw a large school of fish, there might be a Kraken nearby ready to feed upon them. The zoologist Pierre Denis de Montfort studied giant cephalopods in the 1700s after hearing accounts from captains of giant tentacles breaching the surface. He studied old pieces of artwork and ship disappearances and concluded that the Kraken did exist. After 10 ships went missing in 1782, de Montfort blamed the Kraken instead of the real culprit, hurricanes. This harkened back to the original Norse myths, where the Kraken supposedly used its tentacles to ensnare ships' masts and drag them to the icy depths, creating a deadly whirlpool as it submerged. In 1848, the frigate Daedalus encountered a sea monster that the sailors estimated to be 60 feet long, which caused a sensation. Sir Richard Owen, the man who invented the word dinosaur, argued that they saw a seal. This led to a long-standing feud between Owen and the captain of the Daedalus, who said that he knew what a seal looked like, and he never saw a 60-foot-long seal. Finally, in 1853, a giant cephalopod became stranded on a Danish beach. Norwegian naturalist Japeta Steenstrup recovered the animal's beak and used it to scientifically describe the giant squid Architeuthis dux. What had become legend officially entered the annals of science, returning our image of the Kraken to the animal that started the myths in the first place. After 150 years of research into the giant squid that inhabits the depths of all the world's oceans, there is still much debate as to whether they are a single species or as many as 20. The largest Architeuthis recorded is 60 feet in length, including a long pair of tentacles, though most specimens are much smaller. The giant squid's eyes are the largest in the animal kingdom and crucial in the dark depths it inhabits, which can be up to 6,000 feet deep. Like some other squid species, Architeuthis has pockets in its muscles containing an ammonium solution less dense than seawater. This allows the animal to float underwater so it can keep itself steady without swimming. For many years, scientists debated whether the giant squid resembled the powerful predator of legends or not. And after decades of debate, the answer came in 2005 with unprecedented film footage shot by Japanese researchers. They filmed a live Architeuthis in its natural habitat, 3,000 feet below the surface of the North Pacific. The footage showed Architeuthis to be a fast and powerful swimmer that used its tentacles to capture prey, just as the legends claimed. Small wonder the creature retains a strong cultural presence, appearing in poems, novels, television shows, video games, and movies. It even appears in the popular phrase, "Release the Kraken." That wraps things up for this episode of The Legendarium. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, press like. If you want to see more, press subscribe. And if you've got anything to say, let me know in the comments section. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day.